Australian housing market is now worth more than 11 trillion Australian dollars, and Singaporean investors are tapping on it. And this is why you should consider it right now. Hi everyone, my name is Simon Yeo, Country Business Director for the Australia and the New Zealand market. Today at the Expert Answer sessions, I'm going to answer some of the critical questions you may have for me. Why is Australia such a popular overseas property market for Singaporeans to buy right now? First, let's talk about scale. Australia housing market is now worth more than 11 trillion Australian dollars. This isn't a fringe overseas bet. It is one of the largest, most transparent residential market right now. For investors from Singapore, that stability matters. Second, real equity growth. Over the past 5 years, the average housing has gained over 200,000 in value. That is because of population growth, housing undersupply, and the real demand doing the work. Third, yield plus growth. In Singapore, you will often have to choose one or the other. But in Australia, cities like Perth, Brisbane, and select pockets of Melbourne, they are still seeing healthy rental yields as well as long-term capital upside. Add to that strong immigration, policy stability, and the prices that look reasonable by the global standard. And so, Singaporeans are not chasing speculations. They are doing what smart capitals always does, moving early into the markets with fundamentals on their side. People often ask me, is Australian housing market driven by foreign buyers? The answer is no. First, we look at the population growth. Australia just saw one of the strongest migration surges in the decades. And that is the real demand from the people who need a home. Second, housing supply. The new home construction has failed to keep in pace with the demand due to higher costs, labor shortages, and the planning delays have created a long-term shortage. Local buyers. Over 90% of the buyers are domestic, coming from families, first-home owners, and long-term investors. And finally, confidence. As the interest rate expectations stabilize, buyers tend to move ahead of the headlines. So this market is not foreign-led or speculative. It is really driven by the people, limited supply, and very strong fundamentals. Among all the cities in Australia, where do Singaporean buyers usually focus and why? When Singaporeans look at Australia, they will usually look at the 4 major cities. 1. Melbourne, 2. Sydney, 3. Brisbane, and 4. Perth. Melbourne being popular because of the university and a very strong demand market over there. Many parents buy for their kids to stay, and investors love the stable returns. Sydney is about holding value, limited land, global demand, and people tend to keep the property for a longer period. Brisbane attracts buyers looking for growth, new infrastructure, people moving in, and then more upside at today's prices. And now Perth is known for rental yield. The entry prices of the houses are much lower than the eastern states, and the rental markets are very tight. If a Singaporean is moving to Australia, should I rent first or should I buy first? Now for that, there is no right answer, but there is a smart order. So if the Singaporean is moving in for work or lifestyle, renting will always make sense. It helps you learn the suburb, commute, schools, and what daily life actually feels like. But here's the key, renting does not mean waiting to invest. The smartest buyer often buy as investors first, while renting where they live. Why? Because the best properties are always chosen with strategy. Things like rental demand, limited supply, and long-term value, and not just emotion. So the best strategy is rent for flexibility and buy for your future. So what are the rules or regulations Singaporeans should take note when buying into Australia? Here are the 3 simple rules I will always advise the Singaporean to take note before buying, and they actually protect you as a buyer. First, buy off the plan. Foreign buyers can only buy new homes, which means under construction, and not resale homes in the secondary market. This is regulated under the Foreign Investment Review Board, in short FRB, and this idea is to actually add on to the housing supply instead of competing with the local buyers. Second, get approval. FIRB approval is mandatory with a government application fee. Once approved, your ownership is fully protected under the Australian law. Third, plan the cost. Stamp duty, possibility foreign buyer surcharge, and the land taxes varied by state. And so, smart buyers factor all these costs upfront. Buy the right property in the right city with the right advice, and you will get strong rental demand, secure ownership, and very clear exit path. Thank you for watching this episode of Expert Answer. Any questions, please leave your comment below. But do remember to like us, subscribe, and share. Thank you. Ciao.